Hi, good morning to all the students. Today I would like to discuss about the statistic. So for statistic, actually, you got many formula. So we start with the measure of central tendency. Actually, we got measure of central dispersion also. This one I will do in the next video. So today I will revise all the formula for the measure of central tendency. So the formula for statistic for measure of central tendency, we have two types. It depends on the data is a group data or ungrouped data, right? So if it is ungrouped data, that means the data is not arranging in the class interval, ungrouped data. We have group data whereby it's in the class interval. So okay, so for group data, the mean is given with the frequency. For ungrouped data is without frequency. All right. So let's see for the first one for the mean. The mean, it means that sum of the data divided by total number of data for ungrouped data. So okay, for this formula, the symbol, you must understand the symbol. It looks like the M, standing M. It means that sum of the data. Okay. For the data with the class interval, you need to have frequency, summation of the frequency times the data over total frequency. So that is the formula for the mean. Okay, for the mode, mode means the data with the highest frequency. Okay, so this one is quite easy for the mode. But if the data is given in class interval, you have to draw the histogram with the frequency as the vertical axis and the midpoint as the horizontal axis. And then you have to identify the three rectangle, okay, with that nearby to the highest rectangle, and then you have to cross. Okay, now I want to explain to you the symbol of the mean. It means that sum, the symbol means sum. X is actually data, so you must understand the formula. Okay, X is data, so summation of the data, okay, divide by number of data. The X is data and the N is number of the data. Okay, so when you use a formula, you always try to recall the symbol. N is number of data, and then for the data with the frequency, you have to multiply with the frequency. Okay, so the symbol still the same, summation still the same. Example, I give you 1, 2, 3. So when I ask you to find mean, you will sum up the data. Okay, so you plus, sum means plus 1 plus 2 plus 3 over 3. Okay, that is the meaning of the formula. Okay, some of you are good in doing statistics, but you don't understand the formula. That's a problem. So for data which is in repetition, so we actually want to use a frequency to represent it, and then we just multiply. Okay, example, I give you one example. You have 1 repeated twice, 2 repeated 3 times, 3 repeated 3 times. So you can draw a table, right, with the data, and then you can put the frequency. Then you just, okay, 1 you have 2 repeated, 2 you have 3 repeated, 3 you got 3 repeated, right? That is frequency. The number of data appear, that's called frequency. Okay, because some students, they don't understand what it means by frequency, so now I explain in detail for you. So then you just take the frequency times the data one by one. 2 times 1, then 3 times 2, then 3 times 3, then over the total frequency. Okay, you must over the total frequency, you don't over the total of the X, because some students, they are confused. Okay, that is actually the meaning of the mean. Now I want to discuss mode. Okay, for mode, example 1, 2, 2, 3, the mode is 2, very easy. For this one, the mode is, let's say 5 to 9, the class interval frequency 5, 10 to 14 is 8, 15 to 19, 10, 20 to 24, 7. Okay, this is example. So you want to identify the mode, so you have to draw the histogram, and then you choose the highest rectangle, and then you just cross the highest rectangle touches the neighbor rectangle's edges, then you just read from the intersection point to the axis of the horizontal axis. That is the value of mode. Alright, so it's a bit troublesome when you want to read the mode for class interval. You have to draw the histogram. Okay, so for median, it actually is the data at the middle of the data, but you make sure you arrange in order. So for class median, for the class interval, for group data, so we will identify the median class, and then we will use a formula. So I just want to explain the symbol here. The big F is cumulative frequency, the L is a lower boundary, and the small f is the frequency at the median class. So first step, actually you have to identify your median class before you can determine your median. Alright, so please remember the big F is the cumulative frequency before the median class, before. Okay, and then make sure you put minus, minus is not plus. Okay, we have plus first followed by minus. So please make sure you follow the formula to get the answer for median. Alright, so this is actually very important formula. And if you want to find the first quartile or third quartile, you have to actually modify the formula. How to modify is if median is n over 2, right? Then for the first quartile is n over 4. And for the third quartile is 3n over 4. So you have to modify the formula so that you can find the first quartile and third quartile, all right? Okay, so now model class. Model class is the class interval with the highest frequency, okay? So model class normally is actually the group data. So you choose the highest frequency, that class interval, it belongs to model class. Okay, sometimes we call it mode class. Okay, so beside this, we will discuss measure of dispersion in the next lesson. Measure of dispersion, we have standard deviation, we have variance, we have interquartile range and range, right? So all this we'll discuss in the next video. So now I would like to discuss one example, okay, to solve the median. All right, so let's have a look at the example. For additional max, attitude is everything. So you have to focus when your teacher teach. Okay, you need to stay focused. All right. So when you focus, you actually can understand better. So please focus when your teacher is teaching. Okay. So and then you have to make sure you show interest. You are energetic when you are doing additional max, okay, and you have to follow instruction. Okay, follow instruction because the question always give you instruction. Example, how many decimal places, right? How many significant figure? Use a pi or not use a pi from a calculator. All right, and then you have to be balanced. Make sure you spend time for your additional max every day, consistently balance. Okay, so I'm sure you can do well for statistics if you follow the principle here: focus, energetic, follow instruction, and balance. Okay, now today we want to discuss statistics. So I will actually guide you a few questions now. So let's have a look. So actually your success depends on you. Okay, your success depends on you, and it's in your hand. So we actually, as a teacher, we can guide you, but the success still depends on you. It's you yourself that will do during exam. We can't do for you, right? So it depends on you. So I wish you good luck and all the best in the coming trial exam. All right, now I would like to see the success is not depends on other people's hand. It depends on you. So I like this. Okay, so now I would like to discuss a few more statistic questions before I end the lesson. Okay, now let's have a look for the next question. Okay, for this question, you are given the cumulative frequency, right? You're given the cumulative frequency. So when they give you cumulative frequency, your first step is you draw a line and add on the frequency. Sometimes they give you frequency, right? So you find the cumulative frequency. So if they give you cumulative frequency, you find the frequency, all right? So okay, the way to find the frequency is reverse back. So example here, I got 6, I got 10. Okay, how I get 6? Of course, I minus back lah. I take 16. How I get 10? I take 16 minus 10. I got 6. Okay, and then 31 minus 15. Or you can say 6 plus 10 equal to 16. 16 plus 15, 31. Add on and so on and so forth, right? Okay, and then 31 you plus what to get 37? Of course, plus 6, right? So that means the frequency is 6. Okay, now let's say you are given a median 63.5. So you're asking to find the value of k. So the median class is actually the 63.5 is lies between 60 to 69. That's how you identify your median class. This is a step 1, which is very important. Okay, when you give 63.5, you go to the class interval and find where is the median class, because the 63.5 is lies between 60 to 69. From there, you find your L. What is L? L is lower boundary, right, for the median class. Okay, so how you find the lower boundary? Of course, you will take the midpoint of 59 plus 60 divided by 2. So you will get 59.5. Okay, you will get 59.5. It's okay that you put 0.5, but it's better for you to do properly the step, right? Okay, some people maybe they just write 59.5 without any step, but I think I advise you to do the working. All right, now let's see how to do. Okay, so now our frequency is we have big frequency and small frequency. So the big frequency is the cumulative frequency before the median class. So it's 16, right? It's 16. And the small frequency is actually the frequency at the median class. Okay, so it's 15. And then you just substitute into the formula. Okay, the C of course is the size class, so now you just substitute into the formula before you can get the answer for the K given. So the formula M equal to L plus N over 2, and then you have to minus a big F over small f times a C. Okay, so now we want to substitute into the formula and we want to solve the K. So how you substitute? You just substitute your median was given just now is 63.5. Later we substitute, then L we found already 59.5 plus N over 2, and we don't have, right, we have K, so we just substitute K minus the big F is actually 16, okay, over the small f 15 times the C, which is 10. And then how you solve? You actually have to solve the number first. So our median is just now was 63.5, right? We substitute 63.5. Okay, 63.5 equal to 59.5. Okay, then we will try to solve to get the answer for K. Do you know how to solve this? Okay, later I tell you how to solve. It's actually step by step you solve. So you have to do carefully when you solve this to find your K. K over 2, we just take the number and minus first. And then the bracket one, we leave it first. And number 10 over 15, we write beside. Okay? And then after you minus the number 63.5, you minus 59.5, okay, you will get 4, right? You get 4. Then you times the 15 over 10, cross multiply, right? K over 2 minus 16. And then you simplify. 4 times 15 is 60. 60 divided by 10 is 6, right? Okay, so you write down 6 equal to K over 2 minus 16. Okay, write down. After you write down, then only you plus and then you times 2, then you will get the answer, right? So I'm going to find a space to write the 6. Okay, because if I write on the line, it will actually looks not broken. So k over 2 minus, okay, 16, then 6 plus 16 equal to k over 2. Then 22 times 2 is 44, right? So k is 44. All right, so you have to do step by step so that you will get the right answer. Okay, so don't use your calculator to press. Okay, so this question is actually very popular in exam, how to find median from the class interval. Okay, all right, so that's the end for the class today. So we'll continue some other days. Bye and have a nice day. We'll discuss some other question for the next video teaching. Okay, bye.